This one says Hebrew University, Jerusalem, Harvard Medical School, and published November 30th.
Vocab Malone and the Hebrew Israelite need to get off their DNA BS. DNA or skin color don't make you an Israelite.
All praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to you, sincere. And this is your brother Bawan back again with another video. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Basham, Yahushai, Basham, Kodash, all praises and glory is due. And we of the Hebrew Israelites, right, specifically the Great Millstone Camp, but even extending down to other members of the Hebrew Israelite camps, do not subscribe to the use of DNA, okay, as any form of evidence that we are the Hebrew Israelites, because we are a faith-based group, okay, and the only evidence that we require to believe that we are the Hebrew Israelites are what is written in the scriptures. So, Bible prophecy, okay, and the words that are contained in the scriptures. So, let's go and get that and start from here. After all, it's not written. The spirits beareth witness with our spirits that we are the children of the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua. So, this is the book of Romans 8, verse 69. It reads, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua. And if not children, then heirs, heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that he may be glorified also together. Right. And that is exactly the faith that we have in this truth, in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, that we are the Israelites, not because of no DNA, okay? After all, it has already been established on multiple occasions that DNA is pseudoscience and it has no actual relevance or backing to, it has no relevance to actual genealogies, okay? It's not the same DNA that these scientists, the biologists or the genealogists or whatever term that they use specifically for the guys that are doing this 23andMe stuff, that it has a 50% accuracy, right? And basically what it is pseudoscience. I already know what the scriptures say concerning that, so let's go to that. That should be the book of 2 Timothy 2 verse 16, I believe, but let me just make sure, because I'm not really remember that, and it's sciences falsely called. So this is the book of 1 Timothy 6 verse 20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoid profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called. Right, so all that DNA stuff really is that the scriptures say, endless debates over endless genealogies, right? So basically, you want to say that you are the real Israelites, but the DNA proves otherwise. And what DNA are they using? They're using the small hearts DNA in order to prove that we are the Hebrew Israelites. Also, if you have the same, DNA, what they call it, right? Profile as the small hearts, where you are where a percentage of this region, a percentage of this region, a percentage of this region, which is just pure confusion, because you can't be out here talking about some 53% Nigerian, 10% them, 10% Welsh on my mother's side, and 80%, 8% this on my father's side. That's not how the genealogy works, okay? Because even if you want to say, oh well, the DNA tests are accurate, which they are not, DNA and genealogy, and then also nationality are different things, okay? But really, genealogy and nationality is really going into the same thing. So let's get the root word for, or the definition of the word genealogy, and we'll start from there, right? Because what this devil Esau has done is that he has taken and changed up the meaning of words, okay, and what they referred to before, and he has now turned them upside down and now using them to refer to or to mean something else. So this is the etymology of the word genealogy: line of descent, pedigree, descent, right? And DNA is very different from genealogy, and DNA is also very different from nationality. In fact, one could make the argument that you can't even use DNA as evidence for who is an actual Hebrew Israelite and who isn't, but rather you use genealogy, right? But of course, since we don't have the genealogical records anymore of our people, we go by faith, okay? Not of man's understanding. Let's get that. Because we are not dealing with the understanding of men, but rather the faith that has been given to us by the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and the faith that we have, and the faith that we have in the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. I believe that should be the book of let me just quickly look for that. Most likely First Corinthians like chapter 1. Okay, that's not this one. This one, take it away, another precept. I'm thinking of that preset. I can't even remember the exact preset. Basically, we don't go by man's understanding, but rather by the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So maybe you can get that. Let me see if I can get that. Alright, so this is the book of First Corinthians 2, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we do not use any of the standards that exist in this world for any, metric, right? We don't use the standard of measurement. We don't use the standard for, genealogy and knowing your nationality. Oh, you have to do a 23 and me. And if your 23 and me has to come back as Israelite or anything like that. You don't really see brothers posting videos about how, different dudes did that 23 and me and he came back and they were something percent Jewish or something percent. No, we don't do any of that, okay? Because we don't deal in those endless genealogies as the scriptures say, and I'll get to that precept as well. But rather, what we deal with is the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rakakodash. And the word of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai Ba'asham Rakakodash, already tells you and gives you the prophecies and tells you who the people are through the prophecies. That's why, you ask any Jake, even these other camps, how do we, what makes us believe, right? Because, you don't really know for sure. This is a faith based thing right here. What makes you believe that you are a Hebrew Israelite? And they'll tell you, of course, beginning with the curses, right? And then going into the prophecies, to the 12 tribe charts and to the captivity of our people. Because even as the scriptures say, go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that the captivity, right, the curses shall be a sign for our people unto all generations. So the Israelites would be identified by those curses. So let's continue on with that. Right. So now, First Corinthians 1, First Corinthians 1, and I forgot where I was. So First Corinthians 2, verse 12. Now we have received not the spirit of the world, but the spirit which is of the Most High, Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. And that's right, man. And the true heritage, the true identity of the Israelites is a spiritual thing, okay, not a carnal thing, not something that you can swab a little spit, send over to Esau, Edom, okay. Like that isn't a big enough red flag. You are sending this to the devil, and the devil is bringing back your results of what your DNA is, and then you're now using that to base, your own heritage. That, oh, because you have 23%, Welsh ancestry, or you have 23%, you have a little percentage of a Germanic ancestry. You now think that, oh, you're a German now, right? Well, why don't you, that shows you just how, Even already just looking at this whole DNA thing from a logical standpoint, you should already know that, hey man, this is obviously some, you know, pseudoscience. Let me say it like that, because the time I actually went to use was a little more, cow dung basically, man. That's what that whole pseudoscience thing is. Right? Like I said, you're giving your DNA to your enemy, and is now coming back and giving you your own nationality and telling you who you are, right? Further pushing you into this whole confusion of Babylon the Great mindset. Because what the hell do you mean? Oh, I'm a percentage of this, I'm a percentage of that. That's that bullshit narrative that Esau is pushing, right? Everybody is mixed with everybody. Everybody is all, are all mixed with something, right? Nobody is just 100% of anything. We're all mixed and this and that, but there is no mixing. There is no confusion when it comes to genealogy, when it comes to nationality, okay? Because you are what your father is, and your father is what his father is, and it goes on and on and on like that, right? So everybody has their own nationality, regardless of where they are born in, regardless of what language they speak, and regardless of how many times they marry into another nationality. There is no such thing as a mixed person on this earth. Now, first, okay, I've already read all that, right? And that's why we go by the standards of the Most High, Yahweh, Shami, or Shai, because there is order in the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth. While in Esau's doctrine is only confusion, because now you are mixed in with all this other. Hey man, let's not even go into that. It just doesn't make any sense, right? And this is another thing that we're talking about, because, like I said, I even did a video recently about how it is no longer up for debate who we are as a people, or the nationality or the true identity of the Hebrew Israelites is no longer up for debate. And I'm no longer, and you know what? I'm no longer doing all that, because it comes to the point in this truth where right now the only focus is to edify and to seal the elect of the nation of Israel. So any debates, right? You know, any debates, any scoffer that comes up and trying to insinuate anything, or somebody that comes up and says, "Oh, you are not the Hebrew Israelites, you are not the men of the Lord," right? Just basically just scoffing and mocking, right? The Most High isn't really all of that, man. There's no longer any point in addressing you at all, and there's no longer any point in responding to you. Just block you and move on, right? Because we are at the point where the elect should have already the elect are already have already been sealed, and the end is nigh. It could just break up. The trouble could break out anytime, and you already know that once that Jacob's trouble begins, it's just going to be a speedy descent to the end of this kingdom. So now Titus 3 verse 8, this is a faithful saying, and these things I will, that thou affirm constantly, that they which have believed in the Most High, Yahweh Shai, might be careful to maintain good works. These things are good and profitable unto men. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies, and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. That's right, man. Surely this topic about, oh, you guys should, you Hebrew Israelites shouldn't be dealing with the DNA. We don't even deal with it already. And we don't use the DNA as proof of our nationality and our heritage. And even if you do, man, hey, I don't know many jakes that I don't know many brothers in this truth that have gone and done 23 and me, right? Or even in the other, let me not say the other camp, sure, but I don't know many brothers have gone and done their 23 and me, and use that as evidence that they are Hebrew Israelites. And even if you do, Esau is a devil, man. He's probably going to give you something like 60% African, right? Either he'll give you something like 60% African, 80% African, right? He'll just give you different West African nationalities that you are mixed with. Because Esau is a devil, man, rather than giving you your true heritage and your true nationality. Because these devils never do that. These are the same devils that left our people believing that they were Africans, right? Even though there is no, even though there's no continent of Africa. This is really the land of Ham, right? Africa is named by the Roman general Scipio Africanus, okay? But it's just constantly telling you, Jake, that you're African, you're West African, right? And then now completely erase the, you know, the amount of history that shows that even these even us here in West Africa, right? Jake here in West Africa, all our nationality, our heritage, our history goes back to the land of Israel. And now that is coming out even more and more in these last days, because you're seeing more videos coming out on it, more documentaries, and more people talking about it, right? Because this truth is taking over. So with that, I'll end the video right there. Once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Basham Yahshai, Basham Rakakwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.